This is the second part of Chapter 2 for Standard 8, Health and Diseases. If you haven't watched the first part, then please click on the link in the description box below. Hey, this video was made just for you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
The next disease we will see is dysentery. So this is when you get severe watery diarrhea. And this is caused by a number of pathogens. So this disease is not caused by a single bacteria or virus, but many different types of bacteria and parasites can cause this disease. So bacteria and viruses can cause it. Then Shigella and Bacilli are different types of bacteria that cause this disease. And a parasite that causes this disease is called as Entamoeba histolytica. They are spread through contaminated food and water. So if we eat dirty food and water by when we get on roadside, or if the water is not properly boiled, and if the food and water contains any of the pathogens that cause dysentery, then we can also get the dysentery. In this we will get watery stools and pain in the abdomen. So we will get stomach ache and watery stools that are multiple times in a day. So usually we get stools only about 1 or 2 times a day, but in this it is so severe that we will get it multiple times a day. We can prevent this disease by only having boiled water, that is drinking boiled water, and proper storage of food. So when we keep the food clean and properly and then only we consume it, then we will not get this disease. And when we get this disease, there is severe watery diarrhea. So a lot of water is lost in our body and our body gets dehydrated. Therefore, we will take an ORS consumption. So ORS is a solution in which there is sugar, salt and water, so that we can replenish the lost water and sugar and salt from our body. And our body will not get dehydrated. The next disease is cholera. This is caused by a bacteria called as Vibrio cholera. So this is a bacterium that causes this disease. It is also transmitted by contaminated food and water. So if we eat contaminated food and water which has Vibrio cholera, then we will get cholera disease. In this disease, we will get vomiting and severe diarrhea and cramps in the legs. So, because this disease affects the GIT, that is the gastrointestinal tract, we will get vomiting and severe diarrhea, which is also watery. So, again, it is similar to dysentery. And we will get cramps in our legs because of the amount of time we will be sitting in the toilet, and also because of the loss of water and dehydration in our body. So we can prevent this disease by following hygienic, that is clean practices, that is always washing our hands before eating and drinking only boiled and clean water and food. And avoiding open place food, that is avoiding junk food and outside food. Drinking boiled water and vaccination against cholera. So there is a vaccination which is available against cholera, and if we take this vaccination, then we will not get cholera. The next disease is typhoid, and this is also a very common disease in India. This disease is also caused by a bacteria, but this bacteria's name is Salmonella typhi. So Salmonella typhi will cause typhoid. Contaminated water and food is the cause of the disease. So again, if we eat contaminated food and water that contains Salmonella typhi, then we will get typhoid. This disease causes anorexia, in which you do not feel like eating food and you will lose a lot of weight. It causes headache, rash on the abdomen, dysentery and fever up to 104 degree Fahrenheit. So it causes a very high fever, and it also is one of the causes of dysentery, in which we see severe watery diarrhea. And because of the diarrhea and because it affects the gastrointestinal tract, we will get a rash and pain in the abdomen, that is the stomach, and we will get headache and anorexia. We can also again prevent this disease by drinking clean water and vaccination and proper disposal of sewage. So if we dispose all the garbage properly, then we will not get typhoid. So we come to know from this table that most of the diseases that cause The stomach problems and diarrhea can be easily prevented by eating hygienic and clean food and by drinking boiled clean water. So, make sure that you eat less of outside food and more of clean home food. Some infectious diseases. Complete the table. Prepare a similar table of information about various diseases like enteritis, malaria, plague, and AIDS. So, if you want the already formed table, go to www.jkacademypro.com. Observe and discuss. Internet, my friend. Search the reasons, symptoms, and other information of chickenpox. So, chickenpox is a disease which occurs because of a virus and it usually infects children. And these children will get the disease when they come in contact with another person who has the disease. This disease manifests as a rash on the entire body which is itchy, but it is acute, that is, it won't be there for a long time. Collect additional information on the pulse polio drive and the WHO. So polio is also a disease which infects children and it is also because of a virus. And this disease is more severe than chickenpox because in this disease the legs and the limbs are affected, and because of this the child will have difficulty in walking when he grows older. So therefore, the Pulse Polio Drive is an initiative taken by the Government of India which provides vaccines to children in the whole of India so that they will not get this disease. The WHO is a World Health Organization which makes sure to keep a track of all the diseases that is going on in the entire world. Where do you see the water-lodged materials shown in the picture? So in this picture we can see many places where water will be lodged, that is, will get collected over time. For example, in a dirty ground or in any tub or area which is left open. So when rain comes, then it fills up these water holes, and because of that there is a hazard, that is, because of this there is a chance of diseases spreading because this is contaminated water and dirty water. Which hazards do you anticipate means which hazards do you think will occur because of this picture? So you can see here there's a picture of a mosquito. Mosquitoes usually breed, that is, they grow in water areas. So wherever there is stagnant water, that is still water, not like in the river, but in ponds and small water areas, then these mosquitoes can lay their eggs and many mosquitoes can breed in these areas. Some important diseases of present days. Can you tell? How can we observe personal hygiene? That is, what should we do in order to maintain our own cleanliness? Why should we drink boiled water in rainy season? Why the Clean Hands Drive is run in schools? If you want the answers to these questions, go to www.jkacademypro.com. Dengue. Now we will study about dengue disease. Mosquitoes lay the eggs in waterlogged places and thereby their population increases. So anywhere where there is little bit also of water which is accumulated and is stagnant, that is, it is still water, not running like in rivers. Wherever there is still water, over there mosquitoes can lay their eggs and can reproduce. And therefore the number, that is the population of the mosquitoes, will increase. Different species of mosquitoes spread different diseases. Dengue is spread by Aedes aegypti mosquito. So there are different types of mosquitoes, like there are different types of dogs. So each different type of mosquito can spread different types of diseases. That is why it is very important to control the spread and the reproduction of mosquitoes. This disease is caused by Den 1-2 virus belonging to the type flavivirus. So there are different classifications of virus, and from that one type is called flavivirus. And in this flavivirus also there are different examples, from which one of them is Den 1 and 2. And this virus specifically is transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. The symptoms of this disease are acute fever and headache, also vomiting. So acute fever, that is sudden onset of fever which is for less amount of time, And pains in the eye socket is a very prominent symptom. Very prominent symptom is that this symptom is not commonly seen with other diseases, but if it is present in a patient, then we should suspect that the patient has dengue. And that symptom is pains in eye socket. Decrease in platelet count that may lead to internal hemorrhage. So platelets is a type of cell which is present in our blood, and it is very important to stop bleeding that occurs in our body. So anywhere if there is an injury inside the body or even at the external surface, the platelets which is present in the blood will come and stick on the surface and will prevent the bleeding that occurs. So if there's a decrease in the platelet count, then there will be nobody to stick the surface and prevent the blood loss. Therefore, there will be internal hemorrhage. Hemorrhage is blood loss. Collect information. Which measures are taken for mosquito control by the Gram Panchayat and the municipal council and municipality of your area? So you must have observed that the municipality takes certain measures so as to avoid the reproduction and the spread of mosquitoes. And some of them are that they remove all the stagnant water whichever collects in the gutters. And some people come like this and they spray this white smoke like thing within the gutters and holes. This smoke contains chemicals that can kill the mosquitoes and do not let the mosquitoes to reproduce. Also, when they remove any stagnant water from the gutters, they reduce the spread of mosquitoes by removing the places where the mosquitoes reproduce. Do you know malaria is caused due to female Anopheles mosquito, while elephantiasis is due to female Culex mosquito? How we had seen earlier that dengue was spread by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Like that, there are other species of mosquitoes such as Anopheles and the Culex mosquitoes. So the Anopheles mosquito is responsible to spread malaria and the Culex mosquito is responsible to spread elephantiasis. Anopheles and Aedes grow in clean water while Culex grows in dirty sewage water. So wherever there is dirty garbage water, the Culex mosquito will grow in it, and wherever there is clean water which is stagnant, the Anopheles and Aedes mosquitoes will grow in it. So therefore, no matter if it is clean or dirty, we should not let any water accumulate in areas around our homes. Swine flu, reasons of infection. Now we will learn about another disease called as swine flu. Infection for swine flu occurs through pigs and humans. So this is a disease which is transmitted between pigs and humans, and because pigs are involved, therefore it is called as swine flu, because swine is another name for pig. Viruses of swine flu are spread through sweat of infected persons. So this disease is caused because of a virus that causes swine flu, and this virus spreads through the sweat of an infected person. So if you come in contact with the sweat of the infected person, then you can get this disease. Similarly, it is spread through secretions of nose, throat and saliva. So any of these secretions if you come in contact with, then you can get the disease. Symptoms of swine flu include difficulty in breathing, sore throat, body pains, etc. So this is called flu-like symptoms, and because this disease has these symptoms, that is why it is called as swine flu. In this, you get sore throat, in which your throat becomes red and it hurts, and you get coughing and difficulty in breathing because this disease is spread through the respirations of the nose and throat and saliva, and it affects the lungs. And also because of this disease, you will get body pains. Your whole body will start paining. Diagnosis of swine flu. So what is used by doctors so that they can come to know that the patient has swine flu? For diagnosis of swine flu, liquid from the throat of the patient is sent in a laboratory. So they take a little spit or a little liquid from the throat and they send it to the laboratory. Diagnostic facilities are available in the National Institute of Virology. So because this disease is caused by a virus, that is why you have to send this in the National Institute of Virology in Pune and National Institute of Communicable Diseases in Delhi. So communicable diseases are diseases that can transmit from one person to another person. Do you know the first case of swine flu was reported in Mexico in 2009? Swine flu is caused by the virus influenza. So the virus that causes swine flu is called influenza A and it's the H1N1 type. This is different types of influenza viruses and it can be any types. So this virus was the H1N1 type. Persons who come in contact with pigs can contract this disease. So because this disease was transmitted between pigs and humans, therefore any people like farmers etc. who come in contact with pigs have a higher chance of contracting this disease.
For the answers to this exercise and other free worksheets, please go to jkacademypro.com. This is the end of the part 2 video. For the third part, please click on the link in the description box below.